So you guys probably saw this video in game. It suddenly appeared out of nowhere when we logged on to Fortnite. But what does it mean? What does this image mean? Well, don't worry guys, I'm going to be fully explaining this because it goes along with 4 teasers that Fortnite had put up recently, and inside of those teasers there's a bunch of hidden secrets that you probably never even noticed, explaining stuff about like the new Battle Pass skin. A new location on the map was revealed within these. I'm going to be fully explaining everything about it in today's video. Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video. Hit that like button down below if you're excited for the new season. Can we get 5,000 likes? I definitely think we can. But again, I'm going to be fully explaining all of this stuff, and there's some crazy secrets. Like we go full detective mode, editing the images, putting things together, like hidden clues that they added, explaining what happened in game and what is going to be happening in season 2. So yeah, if you enjoyed today's video and you want to be in the know for when my season 2 videos come out, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on notifications. First guide for challenges is this Thursday. And on top of that, if you want to help support me by getting the Battle Pass, be sure to use code TheLlamaSir. It only takes a second, and if you're getting the Battle Pass, might as well support somebody. I appreciate that a ton, guys. It helps out a bunch. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. And basically, guys, to explain what was happening in this video and the image at the end, we first have to go through the steps that they revealed over on their Twitter account, the official Fortnite Twitter account. They revealed a bunch of teasers in order that each reveals some interesting things. Let's start off with the very first teaser in this row of teasers, and that is this one right here. Now again, you may have seen this one, and it doesn't show too much. They start to get crazier and crazier as you go along, but again, it's important for explaining the whole thing. So this is how it started right here. Fortnite put up a tweet and said transmission intercepted and showed a bunch of text covered up in white blocks. Then with that, we got this picture right here, which again, it's the first picture. It doesn't really show anything, if at all, besides the little golden handprint in the center with a little symbol around it and like this sort of warning design that you see everywhere. Very interesting, but again, it doesn't explain very much about it. Also says transmission intercepted, but there's not too much here. Oh, also something that's pretty interesting, you may not have noticed, but take a look at how the release date is 2/20/2020, and it's also Chapter 2 Season 2. So yeah, we're not sure if they delayed the season just for that, but that is a lot of 2s, and it's definitely kind of cool. Then again, they could have just done 02/02/2020. That wasn't the previous date for the end of the season, was it? No, that would have been like a Sunday. Either way though, again, there's nothing too interesting in this one, so let's go ahead and get into it with the next one, where things definitely start to get a lot more interesting. Now, if you take a look at the tweet here, you can see that we're starting to get a little bit more revealed. It says transmission intercepted FN Chapter 2 Season 2, or Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2, and then we've got a few more blocks hidden there that they start to reveal in the later teasers. So yeah, for this one, you've got percentages at the bottom, which I believe is like percentages of the loading of this blurry icon in the center, which actually starts to get unblurred, and I believe shows us a Battle Pass skin. I'll show you that here as we go through the other teasers that they announced and released. Now also with that, you have got these weird white lines and all of these gold pieces around it, which at first don't seem like much, but that is not the case, guys. These are actually sort of puzzle pieces, so to say. So this is what the picture looks like if you put all of those little puzzle pieces together on that centerpiece. As you can clearly see, guys, that is the altar symbol. The symbol of the villains in the Alter versus Ego storyline hidden right in front of us, which is super interesting. That means that the Alter versus Ego storyline is going to continue in season 2. That is confirmed with this like puzzle piece type stuff. But on top of that, there's something interesting hidden in the background. So real quick, let's take this image into a photo editor. We're going to do this with a few of the images because if you alter them a bit, you can actually start to see more clues hidden inside of them, which is super cool. So basically, let's just bump up the brightness and the contrast a little bit. That starts to give you a better idea, and also mess with like this setting a bit. It's gonna take a little bit of tweaking to get it right. Let's put it like right there. That should be fine. But yeah, once you do that, you can start to see stuff in the background. Now specifically, if you look right over here, it's like a section of a wall. We're obviously inside of a room somewhere, but this is like a cutout section of the wall. You've got the handrails right here. Those are very clear to tell. And then you've also got something in the background. It's maybe like a piece of technology. This area, this like box area, looks like a piece of technology on the wall. We've obviously got lights up here. But yeah, there's not too much to tell from that. But clearly we're inside of some sort of building. Then if you look on this side as well, also looks like you've got like servers or some sort of technology again over here. And also maybe 2 levels because you've got these lights and also these lights here. So yeah, they could be experimenting on something in here, but that'll likely make a bit more sense as we get into some of the other teasers coming up here. But yeah, guys, let's move on to the third image we have here. And first of all, let's just start off with the tweet that they announced with it, because obviously they revealed yet another word here, and it says origin. And then it's also got the equals equals, which, as you may or may not know, when there's two equal signs next to each other, that actually means false. I'm not an expert on it, but I do remember that that usually means false when there's two equal signs and one equal sign means true. So that means origin, false, and then we've got the other ones coming up here. But either way, guys, inside of the teaser itself, there's a ton of interesting stuff, and we'll take a look at this one. There's a bunch of things hidden in the background of this too. But first of all, the most obvious thing is that you can see a bit more of that head being revealed. It's a bit less pixelated, and you can sort of make out the eyes, the nose, the mouth, stuff like that. So yeah, you get a way better look at that stuff right there. Now also with that, there are a bunch of languages and words on this image. Now for the most part though, however, those words don't really mean that much. Or at least the words that they translate to don't make a whole lot of sense. Some of them are like sequences, spies, sidekick, helpers, things like that. So they don't help out too much, but I guess that's interesting because are these the helpers or spies for either the alter forces or the ego forces, or is it just words for the agents, these golden agents? Alright guys, but yeah, I wanted to hop in and take a look at this. There's actually a bunch of things hidden in the background. There's one right over here and one right over here. And again, looking over this stuff right here, just let's take an even closer look at like this right here. As you can see, we've got some gliding characters here. I'm not sure if that is a new glider. It might be. Also might be a new skin, but obviously it's really hard to tell. If you guys know, leave a comment down below. You've also got a storm in the background, rain coming down. That could just be, you know, the storm we run from every game, but it's interesting to see. On top of that, guys, this is very interesting. Look right here. If you zoom all the way in, you can see that that is like a yacht. It's definitely a big boat. It's got a bunch of windows on it. It looks more like a either a yacht or a cruise ship, but that is very peculiar because we don't have that in the game right now. So that's obviously for the next season. There's also these details right here. This kind of looks like the inside of something, or it could just be random art. Too hard to tell. It's too small right there, but that's very interesting. Could also have to do with this oil rig stuff that they were talking about. I went over that in my previous video, but we could be getting a lot more water themed stuff soon. On top of that, there's this symbol right here, which is the ego symbol. But let's go ahead and edit this picture and take a look at some of the hidden things in the background. Up the contrast a bunch. You can start to see the hidden things in the background. That should give us a little bit of a better look. But now look, guys, you can see so many different things. So let's take a look at this right here. A little bit harder to see once you zoom in, but this area right here. So if we zoom out a little bit, can you tell what that is? That is the alter symbol. So we've got the ego symbol right here, and then the alter, the bad guys symbol. Also the one that was in the last teaser, which is peculiar, right? Also, guys, we're inside of some big building. This right over here, definitely a structure of some sort. It almost looks like there's tubes going down like here. That's peculiar, but obviously it's a little bit hard to tell. You can just tell that it's sort of a building. We've also got like a wall or corridor because there's lights on the side of it, as you can see there. The floor is like down here. We're inside of some sort of building. There's also this at the top, which seems to be an opening of some sort. So maybe this is like one of the vaults or something. It's a little bit hard to tell, but yeah, it looks like that's an opening. Then this is a wall that goes down and then comes down straight into here. So you've got like this sort of thing going on with the walls, if that makes sense at all. So yeah, those are some of the little secrets that you may not have noticed. And then, guys, let's get into the final teaser here, which makes everything make sense for the most part. I mean, more sense than it did before, and helps us to pretty much explain what was happening in game that you guys saw. So yeah, we've got the final teaser of this list right here, which, as you can see, adds a bit of extra detail that says AU 02-2020. So that's a bit confusing. AU is the what's it called? Either way, it's like the element representation of gold itself. But does that mean that the origin is not gold, or are they just confusing the double equals sign there? I don't exactly know. It doesn't really matter, because more interesting is the picture itself, which obviously again has a lot of interesting things to it. And we'll like brighten up the background of this one as well in just a second here, but obviously you can get to see a bit more of this character in the back, which again is what we think is one of the new battle pass skins. Even so, we still don't get too much of a look at this, but we do get to see that it's got that official alter symbol on it, so it's probably an alter skin. On top of that, guys, if you take a look at the right side, you can see a helmet over here right in front of the bunker. However, it doesn't perfectly fit the bunker on the map, but I still think it could have to do with the bunker, considering that there's been so much stuff related to Redacted. The bunker obviously has something something to do with this storyline, so it would make sense that this is either a new bunker or just a reference to the current one on the map. So maybe there is a golden bunker or something. There's definitely something there for sure. So it's a little bit confusing, but either way, that is a teaser of one of the next Battle Pass skins, that's for sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into some of the more secretive things of this that are a bit less obvious. We're going to bump up the brightness and contrast a bit for the background too. But if you zoom in over here, there's some very interesting stuff to see. So as you can tell, that appears to be more so what we were seeing in the previous teasers that was in the background, and we had to turn up the contrast and stuff to see. But yeah, this appears to be the hidden layer of what I would guess is altar. You got the first level right here. You've got your lights. You've got your lights like right here. That's a very big arrow. But yeah, you got the lights on the first level and the second level. There's this weird symbol right here. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Looks like there's water too. You can see a staircase actually going down into the water. So that's peculiar. Maybe this is actually the boat? Oh, it could actually be the boat that we saw in that previous teaser, but that is weird because what is this water doing so high up? Is it crashed? Is it partially submerged? Either way though, that does kind of resemble the boat a little bit. Right here you can see those like technology things that we were talking about. This appears to be that same area in that previous teaser. So yeah, more technology and stuff hidden inside of this base. So yeah, this does appear to be a part of a building. Maybe this building is what is actually right here. That could possibly make sense. It looks like it kind of matches up. But yeah, on top of that, let's also take a look at the stuff in the background. So yeah, guys, here you can see what appears to be the first new location of the next season. That is right. Take a look at all of this right here. So if you look over on this side specifically, you can see what appears to be a llama, and obviously this is a building. Got a bunch of flagpoles right here. There's a symbol on them which appears to be the ego symbol, simply because it's a circle. But yeah, you can see this full building here, which doesn't match any of the buildings on the current map, and it goes all the way back here. I'm not 100% sure of the exact location of it, but there's a road going back this way. There's what appears to be like some umbrellas, so we could probably figure out where this is, but it's not the biggest deal as of right now. And then you've also got this helipad right back here too. So the stairs go down to that, and then, you know, a helicopter lands on it and things. So it's very interesting overall. This does appear to be the first new location of season 2, which helps to explain what was happening when all of that crazy stuff happened and the video started to like glitch out. But yeah, guys, that video in and of itself goes along with all of these teasers and showcases what appears to be the new Battle Pass skin, a new location on the map, and a bunch of other things like we talked about. So that's exactly what we know about it. That's all of that stuff explained. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, remember to hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this coming out in the near future. Season 2 is just around the corner, and you know I'll be helping you out with challenge guides as well, which you definitely don't want to miss. And on top of that, check out some of my previous videos here on the screen. But again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.